Hello, my name is Marcus Schultze, and this is what I've learned in AP Lang so far. This is my first rhetorical analysis essay, the Banneker essay. As you can see here, I use the terms emotion, which is a little broad, especially for the graders of our AP exam. And I realized that I can kind of beat around this term to really get to my point quicker and get to my point in a way that doesn't sound so choppy and so common. All right, so this is the Lucy essay that was later in the year. Instead of using the term emotions, I wanted to kind of get across the point that Lucy is connecting to the audience, but not really with the word emotion. I used the term she is on their side to kind of get across that Lucy is in emotional ties with the audience, but it is not as broad and common. Okay, here we have my first annotations from the year. This is from the Banneker essay. As you can see, these annotations are very broad. There's a lot of highlights here, a lot of notes on the side. It's confusing to look at, and when it comes down to the AP essay, I'm not going to want to spend so much time on my allusions and not have them clear. This was resolved later in the year when I tried to focus on making my annotations much more clear. As you can see, there's a lot less annotations, and that's because once I found out the kind of ideas that I wanted to use for my essay, I really seeked out those ideas and didn't spend time doing much else. This will allow me to kind of speed up my process when it comes to the AP exam. All right, next going into the claims and evidence. I felt that I really grew in this section this year. These were my first notes that we took in class. It really focused on how the claim and the evidence are not the same. When we took the notes in class, I learned that the evidence is really an event or something physical that can back up the claim. And the claim is really just the bigger idea that ties into the thesis, not necessarily a specific event. I used to always get this mixed up and actually use physical events in my thesis, but I'm now realizing that the overall idea coming from the event is what I really want to focus on during this paragraph. Okay, moving into my second notes on claim and evidence. This was focused a little more on the thesis. Like it says in the notes, I wanted to, in the thesis, acknowledge the complexity of the argument and establish my claims. However, I learned that I can show the opposite perspective and the opposite argument and then proceed to follow it with my three claims to really bring in the importance of my topics and the strength of my topics.